Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Always happy to see you. If you're new here, I'm Dursunai. This is our baby boy Kara. On our channel, we usually share traditions, habits, trips, in general, versatile life of our family. That's why we called it the Kuzey family. So, welcome. In the beginning of October, we finally came to Turkey, and our first flight with this baby boy went surprisingly wonderful. That everything was even much more better than in my expectations. Actually, I hadn't expected anything, frankly speaking. So let me show you and tell you about some main points that will interest you or help you if you're gonna fly with your baby as well. Just a little reminder, I shared on my Instagram 10 tips for traveling moms with kids, and in the end of this vlog I will tell what worked for us and what I forgot to do before leaving. Let's go. On the 1st of October, we left the city Tolyatti, Russia, with our 4 luggages, 2 carry-ons, and a stroller. It took about 1.5 hours to get to the airport, which is situated in Samara. Karosh was sleeping all the way. It just seems so out of character for him, because his first nap usually takes just 20 minutes. The first flight was short, 1 hour and 40 minutes from Samara to Moscow. After coming to the airport, we checked in immediately, gave our huge luggages, and took the stroller with us. They hanged plenty of labels and tags on it. DAA label means that we're gonna use it during the layover. This was super comfy and useful in lounges and at the airport. My husband is freakishly scared of flights, so we decided to use business class for our first flight with our baby. Surprisingly, we were the only passengers in that class. After finding our seats, one of the flight attendants brought an additional belt for a baby and showed how to attach it to a mother's belt. During the takeoff and landing, I fed Karosh or offered him a pacifier at least. I forgot to take nasal drops that he wouldn't feel a sudden change of pressure in his ears. However, we managed without them. Karosh felt as good as he was at home. After we took off, flight attendants set a baby bassinet for us. We ordered it beforehand and reminded during the check-in. In some airlines, you have a possibility to use a bassinet for babies up to 11 kg. Karosh was sleeping most of the flight, which was so unlike him. However, we could have some lunch on the plane. We were also served some baby food like purees and juice. This is one more topic that you need to discuss beforehand, calling airlines and asking about special baby meals. This short flight from Samara to Moscow was so nice and comfortable for all of us. We were still full of energy and enthusiasm. After landing in Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow, we directed to the lounge at once. Having a cup of coffee or tea, or just having some rest if you have a chance, is always a good idea, especially when you're traveling with kids. And yeah, you can eat, drink, feed your kids, change them, let them play in the playrooms. By this point of view, lounges are great. So the next flight from Moscow to Istanbul took 5 hours and 40 minutes. It was a bit exhausting considering the fact that we took off 20 minutes later. Everything was almost the same as the first flight, just longer hours and fully lying seats. Karosh was so sweet and didn't give any trouble. For sure, he was also overwhelmed and a bit overexcited that he was awake most of the time, and it was quite hard to put him down for sleep. Finally, we landed safely, passed through the security and passport control, took our luggages, and guess what? Kara's grandpa was waiting for us outside. His grandparents, my husband's parents, haven't met him since his birth, so their first meeting was unforgettable. It's my second time that I'm in Turkey, in my husband's homeland, and this time we're with our son. We have so many things to show and tell Karosh, so we headed to Ankara immediately to grandparents' flat. We arrived at about 4 a.m., all super tired and sleepy. We can say that we spent almost a day on the way. Okay, so let's sum up and clarify what it's better to definitely have and just nice to have. The first, a pair of clothes for kids and parents that is must, and it should be in a carry-on where it's easy to reach. I changed Karosh once because he spilled milk. I could also change my sweater because there was a teeny tiny stain that could be recognized only by me, so I was like, whatever, forget it, because my look was the last thing I cared about. All I wanted was some sleep and rest. I was exhausted. The second, I put some toys, diapers, snacks, containers with formula, bottles filled up with water in my mom's bag. I found it comfortable. Everything was on hand. Baby water. I was curious how much water we can take with us to the plane, and I was told that the water amount can be unlimited if it's for the baby. Anyway, we took only 1.5 liter with us, and it was more than enough, and moreover, no one asked a single question about it. I was happy that I didn't take a lot of toys, just 3-4 new toys and his favorite teethers. Our 7-month-old baby could amuse himself with anything. Literally, labels, tags, napkins, buttons, a water bottle. We also got a first aid kit with some essential pills for Kara and us, but luckily we didn't need anything from it all the way. Actually, I forgot to take nasal drops that would help with the air pressure during the takeoff and landing, but we didn't need them either. We offered some formula or water or just a pacifier. We also had a baby carrier and some candies for the neighbors, passengers in the plane, which we didn't use, but we consider that there are things just nice to have. Now, the thing that we forgot to take with us and that would really help us a lot was a package. Because we used our jackets neither in the plane nor in the airport, so it would be really good to keep them in the package rather than in the stroller basket. So I guess that would be all. Hope it was interesting and useful. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye-bye.